Here we go.
This is the normal state contract, and it's pretty simple. I'm going to point out some of the major key points for you, and then of course this will be your copy to take home, review it. If you have questions, let me know. So section 1 is the buyer's information. It'll be your name, seller's name will go there. The attorney that you'd like to use for your closing will go here. Do you have a real estate attorney preference?
I didn't know that was a thing.
Most people don't, so
Okay.
no worries. Our office loves to use either Bradley K. Richardson, and I'll put his information here so that, you know, throughout your process, if you want to research or look up reviews and things like that, you can. But we like to use Bradley K. Richardson or Nelson
So
Gallery.
that particular segment was the lead in, the intro to the contract, showing like the basic of the contract, and you see how she asked the client, did she have a real estate attorney, and the client says, I didn't know there was a thing, and they kind of laugh. And now she'll lead into what you're here for, explaining the earnest money.
Earnest money is one of the first things that you would have to think about when it comes to upfront costs. So earnest money is a deposit that you make to kind of show the seller, I've got skin in the game. I'm serious about purchasing. And honestly, as the market evolves, you know, a year ago or 2 years ago, you could have given like a $500 earnest money deposit. But in this market being so competitive, sellers a lot of times are turning their nose up at small earnest money deposits. So these days, I really suggest a minimum of $1,000 earnest money deposit. And honestly, this isn't anything that you are going to lose. So if you're purchasing that house, that earnest money deposit is going to go towards your down payment and closing costs at the end anyway. So if you're a strong buyer, you have $1,000 anyway, because if you're putting down 3.5% for an example, you got $1,000. So earnest money is that deposit that you make to with the offer to show that you're serious about the offer, and it's held by the attorney's office until closing. So our office earnest money is held by Bradley K. Richardson, and he just simply holds the earnest money until it's time to close. That earnest money deposit also, I would suggest making that via check, and if you don't have checks, go to your bank and get like an official check or the cashier's check, teller check, whatever your bank calls it, because in order to get credit at the end, the lender has to see your paper trail. So I can't take cash. I wouldn't suggest going and grabbing cash out of a mason jar and going a quick trip and getting a money order, because there's no paper trail. So try to make sure you are tracking your transactions and everything.
What sums it up for earnest money, man, I know it's changed depending on your market. You might say, well, dude, $1,000 earnest money, $500 earnest money ain't nothing. You may say, we got to put $4 or $5 grand. So I know it's different in different parts of the country. We are here in South Carolina, but we appreciate y'all for watching. It's a blessing to be here. If you watching, you blessed to be here. Check out all the links below. All the suggested videos. We really appreciate y'all. Watch this thing over and over again if you need to, just to adopt some of the verbiage. Man, we appreciate it. Be great.